It's showtime at Homestead, Miami.
Andre Baranowskis at the line, steals it in the Indy 250.
Morgan, he backs us in trouble, let it go. Gordon to the wall, jumps right around.
Side by side on the final lap, coming to the checkered flag.
Steve Morgan, the last half, and the victory in Las Vegas.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
I've been dreaming, thinking that maybe we're all gonna win. 'Cause I've been losing sleep, fighting something. I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to let go. I think it's time to let go. I thought I'd let you all know. I think it's time to let go.
Here we go, ready for the modified feature event here at the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. I am excited. You are excited, Napa fan. We're all excited, ready to go here for 76 laps here at North Wilkesboro.
Yes, we are. You're Alex Bonsignor, and we are going to have a great night here on this Saturday night. Good old classic Saturday night short track action here at this historic racetrack, and we've had a lot of fun stuff leading up to this event here tonight. Of course, Thursday night and Friday night we had all the races. We had the heat races earlier today, and now it's time for the two main feature events, the 76-lap modified feature and then the 100-lap super late model feature right after this one. We're going to be here with you for the next hour and a half for some good old-fashioned short track action in modifieds and super late models, and we got a lot of guys here looking to get that feature win. This is a pretty big deal. Two of the longest races of the weekend. How do you think these races are going to play out here tonight for these feature events?
I think this will be a great race tonight, and I am more than excited for this one. I am super pumped. Let's get this started.
Well, we're going to go ahead and get onto it here in a moment. Of course, if you saw the heat races earlier today, you saw that Luke Rainey and Jesse Turner won their respective heat races. They also were the first two qualifiers, the fastest two qualifiers yesterday, so they're rightfully the two fastest guys at the moment, and they get to lead us to the green flag. But 76 laps of action here for the first one and 100 laps for super late models afterwards, so we're going to be here for a little bit of time. But it'll be interesting to see how this race plays out, because the only race that's been longer than this one was the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race that we had last night, and that race had 4 cautions. Do you think we're going to go over or under that here for this modified feature here tonight?
I think we'll be going under it for tonight.
Any reason why?
Not really. I mean, to be honest, I think honestly, this race was pretty smooth last year, so I think we'll be pretty good.
Yeah, and we went the first half of the race, I do believe, without a caution. It went on a pretty long green flag run to start off. However, this year we do have 8 more drivers in the field, so it's a larger field, and the more cars in the racetrack means the more likely it is that they will wreck. Luke Rainey will be starting on the pole position here for the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Alongside him, the first ever winner on Napa Fan himself, Jesse Turner, looking for his 20th career Napa Fan win here tonight. Zach Winkle will be starting to the inside of Ryan Durrani in row number 2. Chase Harris to the inside of Brock Nelson in the number 20. A great starting position for the first-time driver. Christopher Altheby will be starting to the inside of RJ Bishop in the number 95, and then it's Fitzy in one of the family rides That is going to be Zachary Fitzwater starting to the inside of Micah Knapp. And in the other family ride, Nathan Staples starting 12th to the outside of Noah Clifton. Alex, we got 36 drivers in this field, a lot of experienced veterans and some rookies. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane here in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout?
Honestly, I'm picking the boy Fitzy tonight. I'm going with the 51. That has been his number to lose in this event.
We're just going to have to see what he can do. And then number 51. Drivers are ready to roll off here. Alex, take it away for the modified feature. 76 laps to open up Saturday night in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
All right, here we go. Up through the gears. Here we go at North Wilkesboro. The green flag is out. We are racing in the modified feature event. Rainey off to a great start here with Zach Winkle to the inside of Jesse Turner for the second spot. Looks like he's going to clear him coming off to only just. Still kind of holding on to the outside is Jesse Turner, but Winkle will clear him and Durrani to follow. As they complete lap 1, Luke Rainey still out front with Winkle right on his back bumper.
A great jump there for Luke Rainey, but Zach Winkle also had a great jump in that inside lane. Turner will file into third. Ryan Durrani, Chase Harris. That's the top 5 at the moment. And now the battle is on for the race lead between Zach Winkle and Luke Rainey. Now, Luke Rainey barely lost the super late model feature last year. Of course, he'll be in that super late model feature here in a moment. But he definitely wants some redemption from barely losing last year's main event and get a race victory in the modified feature. We'll have to see what he can do holding off Zach Winkle. Of course, Zach Winkle is pretty good at these special events. He won the Thanksgiving 500 last year on the Super Speedway of the Coca-Cola Super Speedway. But then there's also Jesse Turner here as well, and you can never count this guy out. 19-time winner on Napa Fan.
No, yeah, you definitely can't count out Jesse
caution
Turner.
on the racetrack, and our first one of the night, and oh boy, Caitlin Dowd, her first career start, had a decent starting position. It looks like she got spun off there on the front stretch.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for her. I mean, whoa, okay. I don't know what the 26 is doing. He about collected half the field there.
Isaac Nichols, I believe, had crossed the line once the caution came out, and they're trying to figure everything out. And I think Caitlin Dowd also crossed the line once she got spun around, so good for her. She will not lose her positions. And something that happens here a lot in North Wilkesboro, the spin happens, they cross the line, and then the caution comes out, and, or should I say the caution comes out before they cross the line, and they cross the line, it's like they're racing back to the line, but they're still wrecking at the same time. It can get a little wild here in North Wilkesboro. We've seen that over the past few nights. But not a long green flag run to start this one off this year for the modified feature. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout at North Wilkesboro. And it's the North Wilkesboro slide. Isaac Nichols in the number 26. Getting in the Nathan Stapleton and losing it. It's great to see Nichols back in action here on Napa Fan. We missed you, mate. Tough way to return, though, getting spun into the inside wall after sliding off of turn 4, and Caitlin Dowd had nowhere to go in the 46. Unfortunate break for those guys. Dowd had to come down the pit lane. She might end up going a lap down in the 46. I'm not sure about Nichols. I think he may be good to go, but a tough break for those guys here early on in the modified feature.
Nichols, as he said, North Wilkesboro slide, nowhere for Dowd to go, and it was just, I don't want to say it was imminent, but it occurred.
Tough break for those guys here early on. Luke Rainey may not have wanted to see that caution, but it's probably not going to be the last one. These guys are going to bunch back up, or we're going to have ourselves a restart here in the modified feature. Rainey, Winkle, Turner, Durrani, and Harris. That's the top 5. Let's see how it all goes down in the first restart of the night in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
And as we get ready to go back green here, the pace car is off. Luke Rainey is your leader. Zach Winkle second. Third place is Jesse Turner. Ryan Durrani fourth in your top 5. Chase Harris coming off of turn 4 here, going through 3 and about to come through turn 4. I might add, they are going so slow, I don't know why. Up through the gears, here we go for the restart. Green flag is back out, and Rainey not having a good start, and Winkle right there on the back bumper, going to the inside, coming off of turn number 2 here for the 10th time today. Winkle to the inside of Rainey, and it looks like Rainey's going to use the outside to his advantage. Rainey keeps his lead, only just over Zach Winkle.
Yeah, the modified seems to be working the outside lane a little bit better than a lot of the other classes here at North Wilkesboro, and that is working to Rainey's advantage. But Winkle is still there, still the shot at this race victory, and you cannot count out Turner either. We would like to mention Caitlin Dowd is still in the race, and she's already moved up 3 positions. Somebody's down the pit lane, a couple of guys down the pit lane here. That is, I think, the 41 of Logan Williams, who won the late model stock feature last night, and I believe that's the 85 of Lemuel Cook. Tough break for those guys. They're most likely going to go a lap down here early on in the modified feature. Here we go. Chase Harris on Ryan Durrani for 4th.
Yeah, and the way Chase Harris is really going, he's trying to do it, but Durrani, just like Rainey, keeping that outside lane, it's been good for the modifieds. And I don't want to say Harris didn't have a chance, but it looked like he didn't really have much of a fight compared to Durrani.
We're going to have to see how that outside lane forms up throughout the rest of the night here, especially in these modifieds. How about Brock Nelson? Only a 2nd career Napa fan start. Or actually, this is officially his 1st career Napa fan start, excuse me, because he was attempting to qualify for the Super Late Models, but both he and his brother failed to qualify for the Super Late Model event. So this is their only race. Brock Nelson carrying the family right now, currently running in 6th. His brother Brandon in the 18 is currently 30th. Not exactly the best run for Brandon, but the number 20 machine here looking pretty strong. Brock Nelson holding his ground ahead of Christopher Alfby, Zachary Fitzwater, Noah Clifton. How about the 15? First time we mentioned Mason Brown all day in this race. And for the race lead, Winkle with a run to the inside of Luke Rainey.
Yeah, Winkle's trying to say, I want this inside line to work, and he's going to try and do it. And it looks like he's going to go from hell and back again to try and make sure he gets around Luke Rainey here for the lead.
Well, he was only in 2nd. So I don't think it was that bad for him. Turner's also going to have an opportunity on Luke Rainey here, but it looks like Rainey might clear him there. And Turner will remain in 3rd. But a new race leader here in the modified feature. It is Zach Winkle in the number 9. Yellow back out and around the 01 of Cole Speed.
Man, that is unfortunate for Cole Speed.
He's had a tough outing here in this modified event. He did not qualify well, did not do well in his heat, and is now around in the 01 in the feature. And Winkle took the race lead at the perfect time, but now he's going to have to fend off Rainey and Turner on the restart, so things could get really interesting once we get back to racing. But lap 18 of 76, another caution. Cole Speed going around in the 01. Let's see what happened to bring it out here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
It's the old North Wilkesboro slide right there for Speed, just up into the wall. And watch Caitlin Dowd here, just barely misses Cole Speed.
And thankfully it was just a 1-car incident. Zach Winkle, the race leader here in North Wilkesboro. No need to review that again. Pretty simple and straightforward, and probably not going to be the last time we see that here. Let's get to the restart here. We're going to be around lap 21 of 76. Back to racing with Zach Winkle, the race leader here in the modified feature.
And here we go now for the modified event for the restart. We have Zach Winkle, your leader, Luke Rainey in 2nd, Jesse Turner in 3rd, Ryan Durrani 4th, and your top 5 still Chase Harris. Here we go through 3 and 4, and they're still going oh so slow. My God, there's so many snails. But anyway,
we're gonna pick it up here. We're gonna pick it up here.
Through the gears. Here we go for the restart. Zach Winkle kind of having that same situation as Luke Rainey was on the restart. Kind of not doing the best, and you can kind of see for the fact.
Oh, they're gonna go 3 wide. I think
they're
Turner,
trying to go 3 abreast.
Will he peek it? No, he won't, but Rainey's going to take the lead
I think
back.
he will. I think he will.
Turner had an opportunity, but he thought better of it. I don't think he had the run either, but Luke Rainey taking advantage of the poor restart by Zach Winkle and going to retake the race lead, and now Turner's going to move up to 2nd in number 60. This is a huge moment for Turner, looking to win 20 career Napa fan races, put him 2nd all time. He's currently tied with Garrett Tenor and now Matt Delio in contact between Chase Harris and Zach Winkle.
Yeah, that was a little bit of interesting racing right there between Chase Harris and Zach Winkle. Looks like it was one of those things of Winkle getting a little tight out of the, or not Winkle, Chase Harris getting a little tight, and he's still getting tight. Actually, I don't even think that was getting tight. That was more like, get out of my way, bud.
Yeah, Chase Harris, I'm telling you, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a full-time driver in the Haas IndyCar Series. First ever start on Napa fan was the Indy 250. Had a pretty good run his first ever start. Oh, somebody's blowing up. Noah Clifton.
Oh, that is not a good place to blow up.
No, it isn't. He missed the pit lane. I believe the field will get around him. Got to be careful here. All these guys coming off of turn 4. He may not get back around.
There we go.
He's not going to get back around, and if he stops,
No,
which he
it
will, the
died,
caution will
and
fly
he yelled
again.
out.
And race back to the line with Clifton. Of course, he will teleport to the pit lane, so he will not be an issue. Winkle will get third at the line ahead of Chase Harris, and then Ronnie rounds out the top 5. Oh, and around! Caitlin Dowd trying to save it, and she will, but there's going to be damage on the 46. The bumpers on the side all torn up now.
Yeah, those Nerf bars, man.
They got nerfed.
They got nerfed. They sure did, so we call them Nerf bars.
Number 2 of Luke Rainier race leader. It's now Jesse Turner in second. Zach Winkle, Chase Harris, and Ryan Durrani, the top 5. Already lap 28 and 3 yellows. Looking a lot like the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race yesterday, but the thing about yesterday's Cup race, though, once they got to lap 50, the rest of the race went green flag. Do you think we're going to see a similar situation in this race? I mean, that last caution was just because Noah Clifton blew an engine. It wasn't because of contact. So do you think we have a pretty good possibility of going green for an extended period of time in the later part of this race?
Oh, I think we definitely will. It's just more the fact of the matter of, you just gotta watch out for people blowing up like Noah Clifton did.
Of course, tough break for Clifton. He was running inside the top 10, and he will most likely fail to finish this race. The 85 machine of Lemuel Cook is 2 laps down. We saw him on the pit lane there earlier on. The 07 of Josh Williamson also a lap down. The 01 of Cole Speed, we saw him go around, and then the 41 machine of Logan Williams. Everybody else on the lap, including Caitlin Dowd, who had a moment there off of turn number 4. And an interesting way to start her first career race. She's gotten spun around, and she's hit the wall hard, but she's still going strong on the lead lap. What do you make of her performance here in her first career Napa fan start?
She's a fighter, I can tell you that. Just, yeah, what can I say? She's a fighter.
A lot of these guys are fighting to keep their race cars in check. Of course, we don't have scheduled pit stops in these events, but tire wear is still a significant factor, and the tire wear can definitely come into play on how well these cars can handle. So it'll definitely be interesting as this race goes along to see how they handle the tire wear later on. Not even halfway through this race yet. Top 10 include Luke Rainey, Jesse Turner in second, Zach Winkle, Chase Harris, Ryan Durrani, Brock Nelson, least experienced driver inside this top 10. Christopher Altheby, great run for him. Zachary Fitzwater in the 51. 95 of RJ Bishop. He'll be leading us to the green flag in the super late model feature later on. He might have a shot at winning both races here tonight. And then the number 15 machine of Mason Brown rounds out the top 10. Good runs for Micah Knapp. 79 of Trey Smith. Also, the number 6 of Jonathan Logan, Nathan Stapleton, and Owen Miles. That's the top 15. Lights are out on the pace car. Going to restart on lap 33 of 76. So Luke Rainey, your race leader. Jesse Turner in second. Zach Winkle in third. They've been the 3 dominant guys of this race. They started 1, 2, 3 for this race. Of those 3 cars, who do you think has the best advantage here?
Honestly, I think Turner does, because he's really kind of worked his way back up to the front, and I think he'll get the lead here.
We'll have to see how it all goes down. Slow pace through 3 and 4, as Alex said. But once they hit that line, they're back through the gears and racing.
Green flag is out. We race once again here on the restart. Lap 33 of 76 in the book. Luke Rainey up to that not-so-good restart as it's always been before. Jesse Turner going to try and go to the inside, thinks better of it, and stays in line. Zach Winkle's still looking like a threat here in the beginning. Kind of got a pretty decent restart.
And Turner going to stay right behind Luke Rainey. Something I tend to see a lot here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway is the race leader tends to overshoot turn 1 on the restart. That always opens the door for the guy who's running second. But Jesse Turner could not take advantage of the 2 there. As I was about to say, before Noah Clifton blew up, I was talking about Chase Harris and his accomplishments in the Haas IndyCar Series. He did really well in the 8250. Pretty big race, pretty long race for your first career start. But then went on to win at Lime Rock on the last lap pass, and then won at Texas the next week afterwards. He's already won a heat race here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout for super late models, and now he's running fourth as Jesse Turner moves to the inside of Luke Rainey for the race lead. Our third different leader here in the modified feature, if he can clear Rainey.
Yeah, Rainey's really making that outside work, but Turner's going to try and make that bottom lane work. And the moment he gets around Rainey, which looks like he will, he's just going to show!
Zach Winkle and Luke Rainey. Chase Harris is going to go to second, and now they're stacking it up a little bit. Oh, man.
Keep it careful, Caitlin. Keep it careful. Check up.
And this is a lot like what we saw last night in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race when we had the caution at the spin happen right at the start-finish line. These guys were racing back, and they checked it up. I don't think it was as bad as the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race was, but I think a few guys got a bit of damage from all that. Turner's your race leader in the number 60. But two of the more dominant guys in this race, Luke Rainey, who is still third somehow, didn't actually suffer too much from that, and Zach Winkle in the 9 going around. This place, it eats you up alive sometimes, and that was a wild moment here in this modified feature.
Yeah, you can definitely say that again. That was just a little bit antsy, and man, I can tell you that was a little nuts. I was hoping no one would really stack up, and not a lot of people really did.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've seen that this weekend, so we're gonna have to see what happened. Jesse Turner, the new race leader, and now you got Chase Harris running second. I think Turner should worry about Chase Harris, the way Harris has been running here on Napa Fan recently. And Rainey's still in this thing, and you better believe Rainey is mad about what just happened right there. And I think Winkle will go to fourth, so those guys are not going to lose their positions, but they're not going to be happy with each other. So it's going to be interesting here on the restart. But first, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the fourth caution here in this modified feature in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. You're going to see right here, Luke Rainey really wide off of turn 4. And Zach Winkle gets the North Wilkesboro slide. Got right in the Rainey there. Spun the cars around, and the caution came out before they crossed the line. Barely. Right there. Winkle crossed the line, I think officially in 5th, but he drove around Durrani there. And then Rainey hit the inside wall, and they start stacking it up just a little bit there. Christopher Altheby got a piece of the 9, or should I say the piece of the 2. That might affect Altheby in this race, but how about Fitzy there? He stopped in the 57. A great job for him. Just in the back there, you see the 97, 99 get caught up. Josh King in the middle of all that. 54 also. That's Ashlyn Boyd, who won the super late model feature last year. And then, it's Chaos back in there.
Yeah.
38 machine. Joey Hightower, 23 machine. Of Addie Martinez and the 45 as well, with Parker Smith going around. 85, Lemuel Cook, who's already a lap down in this race. Not much damage on these guys, but tough break for them all getting spun around here in this one.
Well, there's such thing as a Singapore Sling in the Singapore Grand Prix. Well, at North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is the North Wilkesboro Slide. And it has claimed another 2 victims today.
Well, the good thing about Winkle and Rainey is that they are not going to lose their positions as they spun across the line, so good for them. Turner, your race leader. Jesse Turner, your race leader. Yes, that Jesse Turner. I think you might know him. 19-time winner on Napa Fan, going for his 20th career win here in this huge event. Let's see if he does it on the restart here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout modified feature.
And here we go for the restart here for the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout modified feature event. Jesse Turner still your leader. Chase Harris in 2nd. Luke Rainey 3rd. 4th. Zach Winkle in your top 5. Ryan Durrani has not changed at all, but watch out for the 51 and 6. Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzy, he's going to try and get it done here. Once again, so slow through 3 and 4. But here they go, passing the restart line. Up through the gears. Restart. Green flag is racing once again, and look at Turner go. Compared to the other 2, that was probably one of the better restarts we've seen out of the leader all night.
Yeah, but he overshot turn 2, and here he comes. Chase Harris in the number 3, looking for his 3rd career Napa Fan win in only his 4th official start. And here he is behind the legend himself, Jesse Turner, trying to get it done in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. And don't look now, here comes Fitzy. He just got around Ryan Durrani. He's going to get a run to the inside of Zach Winkle. Fitzy's going to move up to the 4th position here in the modified feature.
You got two legendary numbers within, at least battling for the top 5 right now. That 51 making history for the past 10 years, and along with that 22. But you got that 51 over the past 10 years having difficulty, and running in second right now, that is Old Blue. That car, Bowler Racing Enterprises, a legendary combination. Like I said, you got two legendary numbers in the top 5 right now, the 51 and the 3. And to the inside, Chase Harris trying to be the one to add that extra little bit of legacy. But a lap car in the way. Is that a back marker? It is. Will Harris be able to get around him? Oh, man,
Clear
this is
Turner
going to get
before they
good.
reach up to the 32 of Harold Gillarm and Alonso. Here comes Rainey for second, and this might open the door for Fitzwater to join in on this lead battle. I know you'd love to see Fitzy win this race. Driving the family car right there. Your cousin made that 51 pretty famous in modern day modified tour. We'll see if Fitzy makes it famous here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Rainey, though, he's got a monkey on his back, or got a chip on his shoulder. I don't know my phrases too well, but here he is in third, right behind Turner, looking to get around him for the second position. Fitzy trying to high line there off of turn 2.
Yeah, somebody's definitely kind of peed in. Someone's definitely kind of peed in Luke Rainey's Cheerios today, because he's a fire ant right now. He's a man with a mission, trying to get that lead back. But I wouldn't count Fitzy out either. You want to talk about a legendary rivalry? Talk about a legendary rivalry between the 2 and the 51. In real life, huge rivalry within the past 2 years. Today, seems like something like that's going to happen as well.
They got to get around the 60 of Jesse Turner and the 3 of Chase Harris. And I'm telling you, Chase Harris, this is only his 5th career Napa fan start. Actually, excuse me, only his 4th career Napa fan start. He's already won twice on Napa Fan, and now he's leading, looking for his 3rd win in 4 starts. Jesse Turner behind him won in his first career start. Nicholas Amidio won in his first career start. They did not do what Chase Harris is doing now. And Harris has to beat Turner for a 3rd career win in 4 starts. But I'm telling you, that 60 is putting a lot of pressure on him for this race lead. Turner might get back around Harris in the next few laps.
Yeah, well, all I can say, Chase Harris didn't win in his first start. As you said, he has done something that Jesse Turner nor Nicholas Amidio have ever done before, which is won the last 3 races back-to-back in a row in his 4 starts, or at least 2 wins in his currently 3 starts back-to-back. He wants to go for 4 tonight.
And we'll have to see if he can do so. Of course, those first 3 starts came in the IndyCar Series. A much different scenario here, but he is taken to the task very well, and he's gotten around Turner, starting to pull away from him again. I think what Harris doesn't want to see at this point is a caution, and I think because that 3's starting to put a gap on Turner, he should be able to manage the gap to the end if it stays green. In 5th, it's the number 15 of Mason Brown. A great run for Brown in this race. Micah Knapp has found himself up to 6th. Then Ryan Durrani, RJ Bishop, and Zach Winkle. I think he's got damage. He continues to fall back in the 9. Tough break for Winkle. Had a good shot at winning this race. It's not going to happen for him here tonight in the modified feature, most likely. There goes Jonathan Logan for 11th on Winkle as Brock Nelson rounds out the top 10. Here comes Fitzy. He's looking on Luke Rainey here, and I think if Fitzy could get around Rainey here in the next few laps and the caution comes out, Fitzy might have the best shot at winning this race, restarting 3rd.
Yeah, I think he definitely will. I mean, he's been really on the charge here lately, and I'm telling you, like, you know, Fitzy, he wants to get a Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout win. It's gotten close to him so many times, but it's just slipped from his grasp. I'm telling you, he's going to try and fight his life to try and get this.
He's going to go for 3rd there on Luke Rainey. That's going to slow him down a little bit from Turner and Harris, but he will clear Rainey and now move the 51 to the 3rd position here in the modified feature. Oh, Harris way up the racetrack. That's a rookie mistake right there. That's going to open the door for Turner to close back in on this race lead. Less than 20 laps to go here in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. We got Chase Harris, who has had the most unbelievable start to anyone's career I've ever seen, and then Jesse Turner and Zachary Fitzwater battling it out for this race victory here in this modified feature. You couldn't ask for anything better here on this Saturday night at North Wilkesboro.
You honestly couldn't, and the fact that it's happening right now, it's truly unbelievable. You have Chase Harris, who's trying to go for 3 in a row in 4 starts. You have Jesse Turner, who's trying to go for 20 wins in his career. And then you have Fitzy right there in the 51, trying to finally capture a Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout victory. You couldn't script it any more than what could have been, but I'm telling you, this is how it's happening.
And we're going to have to see if we get another caution. It's going to be an even more legendary battle. But Turner, I don't know if Turner needs a caution. He's been trying to get to that inside of Chase Harris the last few laps, trying to find a way to his back bumper to have a shot at this race victory. You know Turner wants to get this win, get to 20 career Napa fan wins. He's already won twice this year over in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series, including a $25 race victory in the Chick-fil-A All-Star Race. The guy he beat in that race was Zachary Fitzwater, by the way. But Turner all over the back bumper of Chase Harris, and there it is!
Oh,
Zach Winkle around in the 9 for our 5th caution in the modified feature. And baby, let me tell you, this thing just got interesting.
We said it was going to happen, and it has.
So Chase Harris is going to have to maneuver a restart with Jesse Turner and Zachary Fitzwater. And you know what? We've kind of looked over Luke Rainey a little bit. I think he's got a bit of damage. But Rainey's an IndyCar champion. This guy knows what he's doing. He is a Napa fan legend. Winning that Indy 250 a few years ago. I'm telling you, he might have a shot at this one here as well if things get really wild. But Alex, how about this? This is a huge moment for Chase Harris. I think he's already solidified his spot as a good driver. I think we know that. But this is a huge test for him here. His first time in the modifieds going against Jesse Turner and Zachary Fitzwater. How do you think he's going to maneuver this restart with less than 10 laps to go?
He's going to have the same restart Jesse Turner had earlier on. Because I'm telling you right now, while he did overshoot turn 1 and 2, he still had one of the better restarts than any one of the whole night. You saw how Rainey restarted. He didn't do so good on there. You saw how Zach Winkle restarted. He wasn't doing good. But you look at Jesse Turner, and you saw how he restarted that race, and you were like, man, that was amazing. Chase Harris has to do exactly such a thing without trying to overshoot the second turn. And I guarantee you, there's going to be a really good chance he's going to end the night in victory lane.
We're going to have to see. First, let's go ahead and see what brought out the 5th caution of the night here in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout at North Wilkesboro.
So Zach Winkle here, it's a little bizarre. It looks like he's trying to get to the pit lane, but it also looks like a tire's going down, and Trey Smith gets into him, and it just starts this whole gaggle of cars to pile in. Kind of the same as what happened on the front stretch between Rainey and Winkle earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know.
Winkle's had a tough night in that 9, and I think after that one, his night might actually be done because something went wrong on that 9 machine. Tough break for Zach Winkle. Had a good shot at winning this race, but got caught up with Rainey, and that just sent his night downhill here at North Wilkesboro. Chase Harris, your race leader. Jesse Turner in 2nd. Zachary Fitzwater in 3rd. Luke Rainey. How about a super dark horse for this one in the name of Mason Brown? If things really get wild, watch out for him. That's all I gotta say. Let's get to the restart. Less than 10 laps to go in the modified feature. Alex, are you ready for this one? All comes down to this.
I definitely am.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Here we go. Chase Harris, your race leader. Let's get to the restart here at North Wilkesboro.
Here we go for the restart here. This is going to be a great one. 9 laps left in the race. You have Chase Harris, your leader right now. 2nd place, Jesse Turner. 3rd place is Fitzy. 4th place, Luke Rainey. Top 5, Mason Brown. Pace car is off. They're still going slow. Come on, man. Got to get up there, man. Got to really whoop it up. Here we go. To the line. Through the gears once again. Here we go for the restart. And what did I tell you? Chase Harris with the restart. But it kind of looks like also Jesse Turner had a little bit of an issue getting going.
Yeah, that was probably the worst restart we saw out of 2nd place all night long. And the yellow back out again, so they're going to have to do it again.
And it's Caitlin Dowd once again.
Been a rough night for her, but she's still hanging tough in that 46.
Yeah, she's probably the one of the few that have been involved in many incidents tonight and has still kept that car rolling.
Well, it's going to be fewer laps now, but Chase Harris is going to have to maneuver another restart, and Harris had the restart of his life right there. That was a great restart. I think he would have won if that thing stayed green, but now Turner's going to have another shot here. Still the same top 5. Let's quickly see what happened to Dowd to bring up the 6th caution here in the modified feature.
So, for a restart, Garlington did not get going, and Dowd was just the unsuspecting victim in that. That's got to be under review for Garlington because, I mean, he was just going before the line, and I think that's against rules right there. That's kind of a touchy subject. I mean, I don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to win. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A Cup Series champion from a few years ago. And that wasn't necessarily a champion move there on the restart. But now that really shakes into how Harris is going to maneuver this restart and this whole race. Turner and Fitzy are going to have another shot at him here. Let's see how it all goes down. It's going to be less than 5 laps to go now in the modified feature. Will Chase Harris win his 3rd career Napa fan race in the modifieds? We'll have to see. Let's get to the restart here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Here we go for the restart. 3 laps to go in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Chase Harris, your leader. Jesse Turner, second. Your top 3 is Zachary Fitzwater. This is going to be interesting. We have 3 laps coming to the line. A 3-lap dash. Who's going to get it? We do not know. To the line, up through the gears again. Chase Harris with an awful restart. That's going to have Jesse Turner just be right on the back bumper of him.
Harris way up the racetrack. And here comes Turner. Coming to 2 laps to go. The caution's back out.
Yellow.
And this will be the finish of the race. And Jesse Turner is going to win number 20 of his career.
And Fitzy gets second.
Oh, man. What happened again on the restart?
I don't know. It looked like there's a 26.
Yeah, it might have been Nichols again.
That might have been some sort of retaliation from something.
Oh, what a heartbreaker for Chase Harris, but like you said, he had a terrible restart. And Jesse Turner white flag in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Now, it's interesting, Matt Dallio yesterday, with his Southern States 400 race victory, went to 19 career wins. That tied Jesse Turner and Garrett Sonor at 2nd on the all-time wins list. Well, now Turner is going to put both of them 3rd all-time with this win here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout modified feature. He will become only the 2nd driver in Napa fan history to win 20 races. He won the first one over 5 years ago, and he's still going strong. It'll be his 3rd win of the year on Napa fan. Alex, who's going to win this race?
It's going to be the old-timer himself, Jesse Turner, off 4. He's your winner in this 76-lap feature, these bizarre last couple of laps. Jesse Turner, 20th career win overall, 2nd on the all-time win list. You deserve it, man. You really do.
Jesse Turner started on the outside pole, and Chase Harris finally got a little bit of a lesson here tonight. Still an absolutely fantastic run for the rookie driver, but he just couldn't hold off Turner on that last restart. He really overshot turn 1 there. It just went from bad to worse on that lap for Harris, and Fitzy ended up getting 2nd. Luke Rainey and Mason Brown run up the top 5. Our pole sitter for the super late model feature here in a moment. RJ Bishop got 6th. He was really quiet in this one. Ryan Durrani, Brock Nelson, Jonathan Logan, and Nikolai Sykes, the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the result right there, and we had 7 cautions in this feature event here. And we had a pretty long green flag run there in the middle, too. Just at the end, it just all heck broke loose. And Turner ended up beating it all out and getting the win. How about those last few laps here at North Wilkesboro?
Man, that was a little insane, I'll tell you that much. Truly good and truly a great race. Man, don't know what else to say.
Turner's your winner. That's what we got to say. How about Jesse Turner for his 20th career Napa fan win here on Saturday night in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout? And you know what? He's got an opportunity at winning number 21 here in a moment in the super late model feature. This was just the first race of the night, guys. We're just getting started. We're going to bring the supers out on the racetrack now. 42 cars on the racetrack, 100 laps for all the marbles here at North Wilkesboro. Alex, I think we're setting up for another good one here to cap off the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Are you ready for this one?
I'm ready. Let's get this started.
Jesse Turner, your winner in the modified feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, his 20th career Napa fan win. Congratulations to him on that great victory, and we'll be back in just a moment for the 100-lap Super Late Model feature. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stick around, more racing from North Wilkesboro right around the corner.
And retaliation. Set from Dowd earlier in the race, Nichols. Not going to be happy with that one.
What a way to end this race. That's all I gotta say. Jesse Turner, your modified feature win. Let's go ahead and get to the late models. The super late models. 100 laps here at North Wilkesboro.
And here we go for the Super Late Model feature event here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout at North Wilkesboro Speedway. This has been the event we have all been waiting for. 100 laps for a big win here in this event. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a good one. RJ Bishop, your pole sitter. Igor Barreto, second. This is going to be the event that we have been waiting for since the beginning of the midweek on Thursday.
Yeah, it's the super late model feature event. 100 laps around this 0.625 mile speedway. It's the main event of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, and all these guys are going to be fighting hard for that race victory. Of course, you mentioned RJ Bishop starting on the pole position. He started on the pole for this race last year, but had an engine failure midway through the race and took him out of contention. He wants redemption from that. He wants to go flag to flag and win this thing, but odds are with all the guys behind him, I don't know if that's going to happen. Igor Barreto's really fast in the 54. Justin Zeidel and Chase Harris, again, we saw what he's capable of in the modified feature. Almost came through with that race victory. He starts fourth in this race, and last year's winner, Ashlyn Boyd, in the 74, starting fifth. We go back to RJ Bishop and those engine failures that we saw last year, and I gotta ask you, Alex, are we gonna see those engine failures like we saw last year again? Or do you think it's gonna be a little bit calmer when it comes to mechanical issues and these guys should be able to just race it out to the end of the race?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a little bit hectic, because I'm telling you right now, we have a lot of drivers in the field, and they all want one thing. RJ Bishop wants redemption, Ashlyn Boyd wants to go 2 for 2, and everyone else is looking for the first win of their whole the whole event of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Some of these guys have not won yet. Others want this win.
And a lot of guys in this field, 42 of them to be exact, wanting that race victory, including Jesse Turner, who just won in the modified feature for his 20th career Napa fan win. If he happens to win this race, he'll tie John Arndt on the all-time wins list for 21 wins overall. But it's going to be fun. That's all I got to say with all the faces we have up front as well. That's a lot of guys who are really good at this event, who want to get redemption in this event, who have shown strength so far this weekend. It'll be fun seeing who pulls it off here at North Wilkesboro in the super late model feature. We had a great modified feature. We're going to have a great super late model feature as well. One last race to cap off the weekend here at North Wilkesboro. RJ Bishop on the pole position alongside Igor Barreto. Then it's Justin Zeidel and Chase Harris, the respective heat winners from Thursday. Of course, Zeidel was in the booth with us last night for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race and for the matinee earlier today, so he might have a little bit of something up his sleeve by watching the cars from up here. Chase Harris finished third in the modified feature just a moment ago and almost won that feature. And we mentioned how many wins he's gotten already in his early career. This is only his 5th career Napa fan start. And he could have easily come into this race with 3 wins if he held off Jesse Turner just a moment ago. Ashlyn Boyd, our last winner of this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, the defending Super Late Model Feature champion, starting in the 5th position. Then Dale Lightning in the 5, starting in 6th. Zach Winkle in the 58, starting alongside the 82 machine of Joshua Rush. And then Edwin Mendez and Thomas Troxel round out the top 10 starting positions here in the super late model feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Alex, so many good guys in this race. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane in the main event here at North Wilkesboro?
I'm going with Ashlyn Boyd on this one. I think he's going to go 2 for 2 this year.
Let's see what that 74 can do, starting on the inside of Dale Lightning there. Make sure everybody's rolling off here. 100 laps, 62.5 miles. It's a long one, the longest race of the weekend And Alex, RJ Bishop is ready for redemption, isn't he?
He is. Here we go, through turn 4. They are going so slow still. But here they are, hitting the line, up through the gears. Here we go at North Wilkesboro. Green flag is out for the Super Late Model feature event. 100 laps, ready to go. Going through turn 1, it looks like RJ Bishop's going to be out to the early lead. You see Igor Barreto holding on to the top side here for second place. Looks like he's going to be fine. And there's Chase Harris battling with Justin Zidell for the third spot. And it's the same going to be going away around between Ashlyn Boyd and Dale Lightning. But coming to the end of the first lap, it's going to be RJ Bishop in the lead.
A good jump there for Bishop on the start. Exactly what he needed if wants to get redemption here in this Super Late Model feature. Igor Barreto, Justin Zidell, and 3 wide, Ashlyn Boyd. And now Chase Harris is really getting a lesson. 3 wide on the outside lane, not working out as easy as it was for him in the modified feature, but he's gonna clear those guys on the outside. What a move there out of Chase Harris.
Yeah, that was a great run for him there off the turn, but man, way to go, Chase Harris, on that move.
And now he's up to 5th, and this is exactly how he worked the modified feature not too long ago. I mean, I'm sure he's got a chip on his shoulder from losing that modified feature that Jesse turned just a moment ago. But here he is in the 5th position now. Zach Winkle, Edwin Mendez, Thomas Troxel looking on Dale Lightning. Lightning falling back a little bit here in the 5. And caution on the racetrack. Oh, no!
Oh, boy.
Somebody upside down. That is Colton Yo in the 00 and a huge wreck off of turn number 2 for our first caution of the Super Late Model feature. Landon Smith Jr. is destroyed as well, and same goes for the 9 of Christian Russell.
Man.
Well, what a way to start this one off.
Yeah.
So much damage there off of turn number 2, and normally we see the wrecks off of turn 4. The North Wilkesboro slide is, we have seen it a lot this weekend, but this was an entirely different situation involving Christian Russell, Landon Smith Jr., and Colton Yo. RJ Bishop continues to lead in the number 77. Igor Barreto, Justin Zidell, and Ashlyn Boyd, the top 4. Let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the night here in the Super Late Model feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Well, 4 wide doesn't work usually at any place, and especially at a narrow track like this one. Landon Smith Jr. actually got loose off of turn 4, hit the inside wall. That's why he was on the inside there and just moved up on Christian Russell, Paul Koslow, Colton Yo going upside down. And Nick Kennedy in the 07 had nowhere to go. Tough break for him there. But Colton Yo on his lid off of turn 2 here in the Super Late Model feature. And his night is going to end very early here in the main event.
And 4 wide, of course, does not work. And it's a good thing that there are safer barriers. Because, man, that was a hard hit.
It definitely was. The 00 of Colton Yo going upside down. Christian Russell, his night's going to be done, and I would imagine Landon Smith Jr. as well will also be done for the night early on here at North Wilkesboro. We'll have to see how good that 77 is on a restart. It's got Igor Barreto behind him. Let's see what RJ Bishop does on the restart, the first one of the night in the Super Late Model feature of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Here we go for the restart here in the Super Late Model feature event. With RJ Bishop as your leader, Igor Barreto in second place. Third place is Justin Zidell. Fourth, Ashlyn Boyd. And rounding out the top 5, Chase Harris. Coming through 3 and 4. Even the pace car is going faster than the field. But up through the gears once again. Green flag is back out. We are racing once again. And it looks like Bishop got off to a meager restart compared to Barreto. But Barreto sees the inside as he goes high off the turn. Igor Barreto to the inside of RJ Bishop for the lead.
Man, and another yellow already. This is a lot like what we saw in the modified feature, and I don't know exactly what happened, but Barreto's going to win the race back to the line. So, Barreto, your new race leader here at North Wilkesboro. Got to the inside there of RJ Bishop. Was going to mention the guys who were knocked out there, and that was the 33 of Landon Smith Jr., Christian Russell, and the 00 of Colton Yo. Quite obviously, those guys are not going to be able to finish. Paul Koslow in the 31 looks like he's going to go a lap down. But this is just like the end of the modified feature we just had. These guys coming to the restart and wrecking. Let's quickly see what happened to bring out the second caution already in the Super Late Model feature.
And it seems it's already happened before in the modified race, but Isaac Nichols goes ahead, takes out a bunch of people in this one.
Paul Kostler ran right into him there. And we saw Cameron Garlington do the same thing in the modified feature. Isaac Nichols actually did it in the modified feature himself. That's the second time that Nichols has overshot the restart here tonight. Well, Barretto took the race lead away from RJ Bishop. Now let's hope we get a good green flag run here and see what these cars are really worth here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Here we go, ready for the restart here. As Igor Barretto is in the lead, followed by second place RJ Bishop, Ashlyn Boyd, Chase Harris, Justin Zidell, your top 5. Through 3 and 4, the pace car is going to make it back to the start-finish line before these guys that take the green. Once again, green flag is back out. We're racing once again here at North Wilkesboro.
Hopefully they make it through the restart cleanly this time. Bishop not happy about that move Barretto made on him earlier. He's going to move to the inside, but Barretto on the outside gets the jump. Now, on that last restart, Ashlyn Boyd got around for third. Watch out for a defending race winner. He could have a shot at this one. You also got Chase Harris and Justice Idell. I think those top 5 guys are the 5 strongest guys in this race. I truly believe one of those 5 is going to go to victory lane here tonight.
I think he will. I mean, I'm telling you, this has been a really good run here so far, and with these 2 cautions out of the way, hopefully everything can go hunky-dory after that.
Bishop not quite onto the back bumper of Barretto yet, but Barretto a little wide there off of turn number 2. But now they're kind of single file out. They kind of want to race this thing out. It's a 100-lap race. We've already had 2 cautions early on. These guys are thinking, you know what, we should calm it down a little bit so that we can actually get to the finish of this race. Zach Winkles in 6, Edwin Mendez, Dale Lightning, Thomas Troxel in the 51 machine of Josh King. That's the top 10 right now. Very orderly right now after 2 quick yellows in this one. Knock on wood, this is so far the longest green flag run of the night. But Barretto holding ground right now in the 54. Of course, he won a Turkey Hill Series race at Iowa not that long ago. This place is kind of similar to Iowa. It's a short track, a pretty momentum-based short track, and he's holding off RJ Bishop pretty well right now. Watch out for Ashlyn Boyd. He might have a run on Bishop here for second.
Yeah, Bishop's doing a really good job here so far, trying to defend that position away from Boyd. And I mean, I'm telling you, Bishop seems like one of those guys that, he wants redemption. Seems like Bishop and Boyd are just the kind of 2 people that need something out of today's race. Bishop wants redemption, Boyd wants to go 2 for 2.
Yeah, and these were 2 guys who were a big part of last year's Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Of course, we mentioned how Bishop started on the pole and blew an engine later on in the race. And of course, Ashlyn Boyd really wasn't up front in the race until the end, where he edged out Luke Rainey at the line for the race victory and ended under caution last year. Luke Rainey in this race driving the number 2 machine, and we'll try to locate where he is on the racetrack and trying to move his way through the field here, currently in the 26th position. Of course, he had a much better run in the modified race, but ended up getting spun around by Zach Winkle. I'm sure those 2 still have a little bit of bad blood over that one. But Rainey trying to move his way through the field. If we end up with enough cautions and he can move his way through the field nice enough, he could end up with a top 10 or even better. And saw RJ Bishop again!
Oh!
Again! I don't know if this was an engine issue or not. The caution is out. It looks like it's an engine.
Man, that
absolutely
is 2
unbelievable.
Years in a row for Bishop.
You just can't catch a break in this event. I truly believe that might have been an engine expired and we weren't focusing on him at the time. Absolutely unbelievable. For RJ Bishop, that's 2 years in a row. He has started on the pole and has gotten knocked out early on in the race.
Oh man, that is very unfortunate for him. And I hate it for him, I really do. He's been that driver that has had a ton of talent. He's out here trying to win, and he just gets hit with all this bad karma, this whole bad juju that happens.
Yeah, not only that, this is pretty much the only race he ever participates in on NapaFan yearly, so this is kind of his thing every year, and that did not go his way at all. He is done for the night in the 77. Igor Barretto's still the race leader. Let's see what happened to him to bring out the 3rd caution of the night here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
It's 2 years in a row.
Wow, I just don't know how to explain it. Right in the middle of turn 4.
2 years running, it's an engine failure.
That's just creepy. That's honestly very creepy. RJ Bishop gonna fail to finish once again in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Igor Brito, your race leader, though. Things are looking a little bit better for him, but now our last winner in this race, the defending Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout winner, Ashlyn Boyd, will be restarting second, and I think possibly the talk of the town here, Chase Harris, is going to be restarting third. Going to have a great restart here in just a moment. Going to restart just past the quarter-way mark here in the modified, should I say, the super late model feature here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Here we go for the restart. Once again, Igor Barreto is your leader, Ashlyn Boyd in second, Chase Harris in third, Zach Winkle fourth, and Justin Zidell your top 5 people. Get your money going because RJ Bishop blew a motor, and I'm thinking that Ashlyn Boyd is going to go 2 for 2, so start putting your bets on him because I think it's going to happen. Here we go, off turn 4. Up through the gears once again here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. The restart is back underway here as Igor Barreto leads him into turn 1. And whoa!
In the
off
back.
The line.
That was Bradley Ream and the 67 machine of Addy Martinez. They saved it off the restart. But look at these guys all on each other for the top position here at North Wilkesboro.
I'm telling you all right now, put your money on Ashlyn Boyd. He is going to go 2 for 2 now that RJ Bishop is out. Because I feel like if RJ Bishop blows a motor, Ashlyn Boyd wins.
I gotta put my money at Chase Harris. I'm telling you, he almost won that modified feature. There goes Boyd. You know, you might be right, Alex. To the inside for the race lead on Igor Barreto. Ashlyn Boyd back in a familiar place here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout to the race lead. Still side by side. It's going to open the door for Chase Harris to take second in the 44.
Yeah, and Boyd's doing a really good job. So is Harris to fall in line with Boyd. Boyd's going to clear Barreto off the final turn. And your leader, once again, is last year's winner. As you said, in a familiar spot, in a familiar place. Ashlyn Boyd, the leader, once again, in number 74.
And Chase Harris now in a battle with Igor Barreto for second. Zach Winkle trying to get some redemption from the modified race. I mean, same with Chase Harris. Both Winkle and Harris ran up front in that modified feature. And now here they are running up front in the main feature, the super late models. And they're both running really strong right now here in this one. But they got to beat Ashlyn Boyd, who won this thing last year. He knows how to get it done here at North Wilkesboro in a late model. And he's starting to put a gap between him and Chase Harris. Zach Winkle might actually get a run on Chase Harris for second. Not going to get it quite yet. And Zidell now to the inside of Barreto as Barreto stuck on the outside, falling back.
Yeah, and that's very unfortunate for Barreto. But looking back up to the lead right now, you're looking at this whole lead deal. That's about 3 or 4 car lengths now that Boyd has opened up the gap on Chase Harris. Excuse me. As well as having the 58 of Zach Winkle behind Harris right there. Hopefully they're going to try and start working together, not trying to go against each other.
But Boyd, he's overshooting the corner just a little bit. That's going to help Harris and Winkle out. And I think you're right. If Winkle kind of just stays behind Harris and they kind of work together, then they might have a shot on Ashlyn Boyd. But Winkle does not want to do that again.
Ooh.
He almost got into Chase Harris. He did the same thing in the modified feature earlier tonight. And thankfully, he avoided the 44 that time. But that's going to slow those guys down. And now Ashlyn Boyd looking to scoot away here in the feature event.
Well, he's doing a really good job at it right now, I can tell you that much. This time going by, it's going to be a gap of, the same as the last lap. Almost 0.6 of a second ahead. About 6 car lengths, actually. So, Ashlyn Boyd really getting it done out there thus far, ever since taking the lead.
Yeah, it's actually now 0.8 of a second for Ashlyn Boyd, so it's really opened up for Boyd at this point. So these guys, Chase Harris, Zach Winkle, Justin Zidell's rebounded. He fell back just a little bit, but back up to 4th in the number 10 after he started 3rd for this race. Like I mentioned, he might have a little bit of a trick up his sleeve. Where I'm watching these guys earlier today and last night in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race. His team didn't do too well in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series race last night, I'll say that much, but he's doing a lot better than his team did last night, and I think any result here would be better than what his team did last night. Edwin Mendez up to 5th. Barreto slots into the 6th position. Then Josh King is 7th. Great run for our Turkey Hill Series points leader. 82 machine there of Joshua Rush. Great to see him in this race. 29, Ace Garcia. If you're looking for redemption, look no further than Ace Garcia, who was leading last night in the Southern States 400. Ran into the back of the pileup while leading the race and knocked himself out. Could have had another Chick-fil-A Cup Series race victory, but could not hold on after he ran into the back of the field. Then the 41. First time we mentioned Jamison Thal. This, I believe, is his first start of the season on Napa Fan. Having a nice solid night there in the 41 machine here. 56 moving his way through the field. That is Noah Clifton. Madison Tall, great run for her there in the 99. Nathan Stapleton's girlfriend trying to get something to work there in the 99 machine. I believe this might be her first start of the year on Napa Fan. And then you got the 98 machine there, Micah Knapp, who had a strong run in the modifieds earlier on, but unfortunately fell back and didn't get the finish that he hoped for. Dale Lightning there also racing along with those guys. But back to the race lead, and Ashland Boyd trying to pull away. Here we go. Winkle may get a run on Harris here for second.
Yeah, and the way that Winkle's trying to do this now, he's trying to set it up. You saw how Harris was overshooting the turns, and he's still overshooting the turns. Winkle's trying to use that to his advantage, and seeing it right now, I mean, it's kind of really helping not only Zach Winkle, but Ashland Boyd at the same time. If you didn't see the lap prior, Boyd was down 0.79 seconds, almost 0.8 of a second down on the lead, and now he's been able to get that to almost 0.9 of a second. If they just keep going at it amongst each other, there might be a good chance that Boyd could just run away with this win.
And I think another thing to really consider here is that the tire wear is starting to come into play for these guys. Of course, we don't have any scheduled pit stops in this race, but tire wear comes into play here at North Wilkesboro, and they're not as fresh as they were earlier on, so they can't run it as hard as they were, which is partly why these guys are going single file right now throughout a majority of the field. You got the number 15 back in here looking on the 7. That is John Rick Rees, first career start for him, development driver for Herjo Larvin Alonso, one of the 900,000 drivers that Herjo Larvin Alonso has in his development program. Then you got the 7 there of Nathan Faden right ahead of him. The 07 also has a 7 on it, but that was Nick Kennedy, who was involved in that accident earlier on. He's at the back of the field, and our modified winner is also at the back of the field, Jesse Turner. Quite the opposite of what we saw out of him a few moments ago in the modified feature.
Yeah, it could be anything really that could be a factor of that. It could be the fact that the car's just not set up the way it should be, or it could be the fact of, just kind of a little bit of a slump. Just remember, there have been drivers that have been doing a modified feature beforehand, and now they're doing a super late model race. It takes a toll on them,
It definitely does. It'd be 176 laps for a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys were in that modified feature, including Chase Harris and Ashland Boyd. So they have all that on their plate, and then they got to do 100 laps in the super late model. They're closing in here on Isaac Nichols, who I believe is on the tail end of the lead lap right now. And this is going to be interesting to see if it holds up Ashland Boyd here for this race lead. Yeah, I think it is. Here comes Chase Harris. I believe he's closing the gap right there on the 74.
Yeah, but Ashland Boyd, though, prevails and will lap number 50 of Isaac Nichols.
It's been a tough night for Isaac Nichols, both in the modifieds and in the super late models. He almost closed the door on Harris, and that's not going to make the 44 very happy. I really think Harris wants to come away with the night with at least one feature win, because he feels like he should have won that modified race. I know that for sure, but he's now got the opportunities right there, closing in on Ashland Boyd for the super late model feature. I'm sure he'd love to win this race and get his third career Napa Fan win. I mean, just think if he won that modified feature, and here he is. He could be en route to his fourth win if he won earlier in the night, but still a great run for him. And Zach Winkle as well, who was really strong in that modified feature too, running third. I think with what we saw with RJ Bishop, at any point in time, one of these guys could blow an engine. We saw it happen a lot last year. Do you think Ashland Boyd might be thinking about that in the back of his head?
Not necessarily. Usually, when these guys are thinking about blowing an engine, you don't usually necessarily see it in clean air. Usually, you would see it more in dirty air. I feel like Chase Harris would kind of be a little more at a threat of doing it. Maybe even Zach Winkle as well, just for the fact of, they're both kind of in the dirty air of each other almost. Kind of like how Chase Harris is in the dirty air of Ashland Boyd, and the same with Zach Winkle to Chase Harris. So I think that's where engine failures really come into play, and that's exactly where it came into play earlier into RJ Bishop's case. He was in the dirty air of Igor Barretto's, and unfortunately that caused the motor to expire. So for my opinion, I don't think Ashland Boyd's really thinking about it right now. He's out in clean air, has really a lot of open track, so I don't really see it unless there's a piece of trash that gets up on the grill.
We'll have to see. Did lose some time there to Chase Harris. And you talk about having that clean air. Zach Winkle in the 58 has been right behind Chase Harris a majority of this run. I would almost be concerned if what you're saying is true there about Zach Winkle being able to make it, because he has not had a good clean air on that number 58 machine yet. Got Justice Idell in 4th. Edwin Mendez, great run for him in 5th. Barretto falling back to 6th there. And then the 51 of Josh King. 82 of Joshua Rush. 29 machine of Ace Garcia, and then Jamison Thole rounding up the top 10. Still the same top 10 in the same order as it was about 10 laps ago. And not only that, this is quite possibly the longest green flag run that we've had all weekend long in any feature event. This is playing in the Boyd's hands very well with 41 laps to go.
Yeah, this definitely shows you the fact that, you know, once the tire wear really kicks in, once everything comes into play, everything just kind of eases up, and it's really been easing up here thus far.
Ashland Boyd might be in a good position right now to possibly win this race. There's not much double wide going on, of course, with the exception of these guys getting around the 50 of Isaac Nichols. Got the 88 machine there of Noah Carr's first start for him this year. Great to see him back on Napa Fan. And he is currently in the 25th position midway through the field. Get the 0-1 here. Alexander Rowe is obviously a really strong driver on Napa Fan, especially in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. You got Marty Johnson, who made his way through this year. Almost missed out for the second straight year, but managed to race his way in the LCQ earlier today. And he's actually moving his way through the field quite nicely considering where he started. Currently 26th right now, considering he started well outside the top 35 in this race.
Yeah, and that just kind of shows over time during this entirety of the race how many positions you can make up, and Marty Johnson has really showed that here thus far tonight.
Back up to the race lead, and it's getting tight. Getting around Ace Garcia right there. 82, 41. I think Jamison Thole's going to make a move on Garcia for that position, but now look at how close Chase Harris is to Ashland Boyd. Of course, Boyd put a little bit more of a gap on the 44 that last lap, but Chase Harris is not falling behind here. Do you think Chase Harris might be able to make the pass on the racetrack before a caution comes out?
It's definitely possible, but at the same time, you also think about who has a good lap and who has a terrible lap, really. It happens so much throughout the race, like how, you know, when you see people like, or drivers like Ashland Boyd, where they're for 1 second just kind of slow, and then the other one kind of open, or it's like closing in and opening up and all that. That's usually depending on who has a good lap and who has a bad one. It's based on the groove. You can see Chase Harris having a really, really good lap right there, closing in, as Ashland Boyd's kind of having a little bit of a terrible lap. But who knows, within the next 2 or 3 laps, Ashland Boyd can continue having that good streak, and Chase Harris could have the fall off. Anything's possible.
And Chase Harris, this is the closest he has been to Ashland Boyd in the race lead all night long, and he got a really good lap that last time around. The big question is, will he be able to make the move on Ashland Boyd? It's going to take Boyd overshooting a corner, I think, for this 44 to get around, and right now Boyd is hitting his marks in that number 74. 32 laps to go here in the super late model feature. 33 laps to go, excuse me. Sometimes it takes the lap counter to edit a little long to change there, so I'm not entirely sure what lap it exactly is. I think it is now officially lap 69 of 100. And Boyd pulling away again there from the number 44. Now it's 32 laps to go. And the big question is here, will anybody be able to get around Ashland Boyd? I don't know if we're going to end up with another caution in this race. I mean, these guys are still racing back in here. You never know when we could have another North Wilkesboro slide, but this has been one of the calmest races we have seen all weekend long.
Yeah, this has really been one of the calmer ones, and it's probably, and as you said, we've had the longest green flag stretch of the weekend thus far, and it's going through this whole deal right now. And I can tell you right now, I mean, Ashland Boyd, you're right, he's hitting his marks. I mean, he had a little bit of a North Wilkesboro slide right there, as I said before, there are going to be some laps or some stints in the race where you're going to have a good run and a bad run. And it all depends on the laps. And it looks like Ashland Boyd kind of being a little inconsistent on good and bad runs, but so is the same for Chase Harris, you could argue. But for right now, Ashland Boyd looks like he's really making every lane in that track right now as wide as he can be, just to make sure Chase Harris does not attempt a pass on him.
Zach Winkle starting to fall behind a little bit there in the 58. And then Justin Zeidel in the 4th position. Edwin Mendez is 5th. And these guys, they've kind of single filed out because of the tire wear. It's really difficult to go side by side here. Marty Johnson trying to make a move right there on the 26 machine of Mitchell Collins. I think both of these guys, even Parker Smith there, they've done a good job. Parker Smith up to 20th, Mitchell Collins 21st, Marty Johnson 22nd. It may not seem like a lot, but all these guys were in the LCQ earlier today, and they're closing on the guy who started 6th in this race. So they've done a nice job moving their way through the field. It's difficult to work your way from the back to the front here at North Wilkesboro. Justin Zeidel might make a pass on Zach Winkle here, but Winkle's going to shut the door on him, and Zeidel cannot hold the inside entering turn number 1. Coming to 25 laps to go in the super late model feature for Ashland Boyd in the 74, but Chase Harris, who barely lost out on the modified feature a moment ago, is trying to get his 3rd career Napa Fan win in now 5 starts on Napa Fan. Will he beat last year's super late model champion of Ashland Boyd?
I can probably see it at some point later on in the stage if Ashland Boyd has some slip-ups. But the way it's looking right now, the way Ashland Boyd is hitting his marks at the moment, keeping an alright, pretty steady pace, if I may say, of a gap, because nothing really after the last time that Chase Harris was close to him was under 0.2 of a second. Ashland Boyd's been kind of keeping anywhere between 2 and 0.4 of a second lead over Chase Harris, so it kind of looks like right now that Boyd's really keeping that consistency going, and as long as he keeps it at bay, especially with the lapper of Isaac Nichols coming up, I think he's going to be pretty solid for the remainder of this race.
Yeah, and this could actually be a huge determining factor on who gets the win, because Ashland Boyd, if he doesn't get around Nichols correctly, then Chase Harris can strike right there in the 44. But with the tire wear the way it is, this is a really long green flag run for these guys, and it's just so hard to make a pass with the tires as worn out as they are. It may just have to take lap traffic for Chase Harris to have a shot on Ashland Boyd for this feature win. But Ashland Boyd looking for 2 in a row here in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. He won this thing last year in that same ride in a little bit more spectacular fashion. It wasn't a dominant race like it is right now for him. The big question is, can he hold off Chase Harris? Harris is still right there in the 44. I gotta say, Chase Harris has stolen the show this year for this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. Has had so many good runs here, and we'll just have to see what he does once IndyCar comes back next week at Riverside, because he's the points leader over there. He's really the hottest driver on Napa Fan right now, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's really lighting up the world by storm right now, and he would definitely continue to light the world by storm if he were to take away a victory like this event tonight.
They will close in on Ashland, or should I say Isaac Nichols, before the end of this race. It's 19 laps to go for Ashland Boyd in the number 74. Then it's the 44 of Chase Harris, 58 of Zach Winkle, 10 of Justin Zeidel, Edwin Mendez, Agar Barreto, Josh King, Joshua Rush, Ace Garcia, and Jameson Thal. The same top 10 that we have had for nearly half of this race. That's just how difficult it is to pass to get a green flag run like this. Ashland Boyd is closing in here. Chase Harris actually put a bit of a gap between him and the 74. And now Zeidel's going to try again. There goes Zeidel around Isaac Nichols, and he's going to put him 2 laps down, and that might just do it right there.
Yeah, that might end up being the one. And I mean, look at that. Look at the gap that Ashland Boyd was able to open up on Chase Harris right now. That's a half a second gap, and it's probably going to grow even more here in the ending here, or at the end of this lap. And it does. It goes an extra 10th bigger compared to what it was. So if Chase Harris really wants to close up and pass Ashland Boyd here, he has 16 laps to do so. He has to really start hopping up on the wheel here to try and catch up and try and pass him.
Well, have to see if he can do so. Number 44 of Chase Harris has been right behind this 74 of Ashland Boyd pretty much this entire green flag run. Now 15 laps to go for Ashland Boyd. Zach Winkle, Justice Idell now going to get to the inside of Isaac Nichols, put him 2 laps down. Then you got the 4 of Edwin Mendez here and the 54 of Igor Barreto. They pretty much stalled out throughout the entire field at this point. Not much side-by-side at all. And this tire wear has really come into play. Here goes Mendez to the inside, and now Barreto's also going to get a run in the 54. Isaac Nichols, 2 laps down, will not be a factor anymore in this race for Ashland Boyd. 13 laps to go in the super late model feature. Chase Harris about a half of a second behind. I think it's going to take a caution if Chase Harris is going to have a shot, but by the way things are looking on the racetrack, I don't think we're going to get another one here tonight.
No, I definitely don't think we will, and I think this will be the first time in the event history that we're going to have a back-to-back winner in a certain feature event. I don't think any series prior since doing this have we had a back-to-back winner. So Ashland Boyd looking to be the first.
11 laps to go here in the super late model feature. Parker Smith in the 75 hit the pit
45.
lane. So not entirely sure what the issue was for him, but these guys are now going to lap him. Or they're probably gonna close up on Parker Smith, but an issue on the 45 machine there. Tough break for Parker Smith. He ran all the way up to the 20th position, but had to come down the pit lane, and it looks like a good run for Parker Smith is not going to be in the books for that machine. Edwin Mendez now to the back bumper of Justin Zidell. Zidell's fallen off of Zach Winkle, and now Mendez looking to get a position. We got these guys continuing to go around Isaac Nichols, but that's pretty much the only side-by-side going on at this point. Just really can't get a run when the tires are out like this, and it's looking like Ashland Boyd's going to pull it off here tonight at North Wilkesboro. Mendez, though, is going to try on Zidell. That outside lane gets a good push there on the straightaways into the corners, and Zidell will hold on to the 4th position ahead of Mendez for the time being.
Yeah, and it definitely looks pretty good right now on Ashland Boyd.
He's pulled out to over a second lead. Ashland Boyd won this race last year in spectacular fashion. Of course, last year's race, a much more wild event than what we've seen here tonight. I think we got all the wild out in the modified feature. But Ashland Boyd, definitely a solid driver on Navafan, a long-time runner here on Navafan, knows what he's doing. He's never made, actually he has made a few Chick-fil-A Cup restarts before. He's never been full-time, though, in the Chick-fil-A Cup Series. But he's definitely making a name for himself in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout, and once he took the race lead away, he did not look back. It's 5 laps to go, so Harris's only shot is if he actually drives up to the back bumper of Boyd and find a way around him, because if we get a caution, the race is going to end.
Yeah, the way Ashland Boyd's driving right now, he really does not want a caution, but the way this race is going right now, I do not see much of it happening. Here we go. 4 laps left in the race. Ashland Boyd out in front. He has over a second lead over Chase Harris. And I'm telling you, that has been probably the biggest he's gotten the gap to him thus far tonight. And I'm telling you, like, Ashland Boyd ran away with this one this year. I said put your money on it since the restart, and I'm telling you, it looks like it's going to pay off tonight.
Ashland Boyd continuing to lead this race. 3 laps to go. The 44 of Chase Harris 1 second behind, but with what we've seen so far in this one, I do not believe that they're going to make a move on him. But how about that for Ashland Boyd? Won this race last year and comes back and just puts out a statement saying, I am good at this racetrack and I deserve to be here. And with now 2 laps to go, Harris pulling back in just a little bit, but not enough to get around the 74. He had his opportunity, but just couldn't make the pass. White flag here at North Wilkesboro in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout Super Late Model feature.
Yeah, Ashland Boyd really done a dominating race this year. Tonight, in this event, down the back straightaway for the final time. Ashland Boyd making history here tonight. As he comes through 3 and 4 for the final time, Ashland Boyd will become the first driver to go back-to-back victories in the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout's history. Ashland Boyd, your 2-time Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout winner in the super late model class.
As you look at everyone, see everyone come across the line, I think the fact that we were able to get past the first 10 laps of that restart really made it easy for these guys to avoid wrecking again. And it played in the Ashland Boyd's favor. 2 years in a row, a Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout winner. And a calm way to end the event.
You want to know something funny? Coming across the line post-race looks like Zach Winkle blew up.
Oh my.
So that motor
he still gets
definitely
the third place finish, though.
He held through. That motor held through. I told you from the beginning, and I'll tell it to you in the end, you know, getting in the draft is what was the key. And I'm telling you, he managed to make it hold on.
And a good win there for Ashland Boyd, 2nd in a row. And how about that for Ashland Boyd? And it's just like last year with RJ Bishop as well, blowing an engine. He ended up finishing 38th. Just imagine if RJ was actually still in this thing. I think we would have had a pretty good battle between him and Ashland Boyd for the race win. But Boyd, I think this is his event now. And we'll just have to see what he does next year, because I'm sure he'll be back in that 74 next year looking to dominate. But this was by far the calmest race that we had. It did not start out that way. We thought it was going to possibly be a wreck fest, but they figured it out, and I appreciate those guys doing it. But a calm way to end this event, I might add, but still, great to see Ashland Boyd go back-to-back. Definitely see a bit of that history start to unfold here in this Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Oh yeah, and it was definitely for a fact. Now, if Ashland Boyd wins it 3 years in a row come next year, he will be the king of the Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout. That's all I can say.
And we'll just have to see what happens next year, of course. Oh boy, this thing was a little stressful to do, but I gotta give a huge thanks to Alex for letting me do this for him and all that, and thank you, Alex, so much for joining me for all these events. Thank you for putting this whole thing on. Obviously, you know, I don't want to get into it too much. Obviously, the name of the event changed. I'm not going to go into it. It's not my place to go into it, but still, I'm glad we can still hold the event for you guys here in North Wilkesboro, especially with everything going on in the world. Great to be here. Great to come together as a community, have a great short track event here at North Wilkesboro, even if our announcing is just god-awful. And that's what it was, and I really am sorry, but you know what? It's okay. We enjoyed it. We had fun. And Ashland Boyd just won 2 of these things in a row. How about that for driver number 74? But either way, final thoughts on this one, Alex. The whole event might have been one of the worst races, but the rest of the event was spectacular this year, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, this race was definitely one of the better ones this year. Compared to last year, it was completely blown out of the park. Amazing. The one thing I take regret out of is at least giving prior notice about doing a prelude to this, which we never really planned on doing. Which we planned on it, but never came to fruition. Hopefully next year we'll have a prelude, and from there, you know, figure everything out from then.
Yeah, of course, iRacing didn't release North Wilkesboro until middle of May, so there's a lot going on there, and we'll definitely plan that next year. I think next year's event's going to be a little bit later in the year. I think we're looking towards maybe early July next year, because to have the Indy 250 and then 3 weeks later this event, that takes a lot out of me, and I just want to give myself a little bit of a break. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Ashland Boyd and Jesse for winning the feature event tonight. Alex, I'll let you take it away to close us out here for the 2020 Junior Johnson Memorial Shootout.
Well, I can tell you this for a fact. This race has been amazing. You guys have been amazing. Napa fan, thank you for putting this on along with me. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you guys later.